Hey there, learners. Welcome to week 3 of Education 385, History, Culture, and Society. The focus of week 3 is learning beyond the book. Now, I love a textbook. In my AP Human Geography class, we use our textbook every single day. I love it. But sometimes it's good to learn beyond the book. So your first assignment is actually going to be due by Wednesday, just because there's a big assignment this week and I want to make sure that you get started. So there's a chapter textbook. Then there's a virtual experiences lesson, which is going to be posted on Padlet. And then there's an annual pacing schedule. And then we're going to start the cultural learning experience. There is no discussion board this week. There is no discussion board this week. All right, let's get into it. So the first assignment is to compare chapter 5 and 6, and this is a Google Doc. Let's take a look at Brightspace, and I'll show you what that looks like. Here we are in week 3, and again, I encourage you to use the checklist to help you stay organized. If you click on compare chapter 5 and 6, this is an individual assignment that you're going to do, and you are going to click on the Google Doc. And let me show you what that looks like. All right, so chapter 5 and 6 are comparing concrete instructional strategies and representational instructional strategies. And so in the book, there are examples, and they explain when it's the best time to use these. And then you're going to explain in your own words, what is the difference between them. This assignment should be detailed and should have specific examples demonstrating that you have. All right, here's an example of chapter 5 and 6, just so you can see length. You can do it narrative and sentences if you like, but this student made these lists while reading the book, and that's absolutely okay. And then this last part is in sentences. So this is a great example of length, also a great example of showing how the student completed this chart while they were reading the book. The third assignment this week is different activities that you can do that do not require a textbook, and then you're going to post to a Padlet. So let me show you those materials and what a Padlet looks like. Here in week 3, if I look at this assignment, Learning Beyond the Book, it has different materials linked to it. And so you're going to click on these materials and review different experiences you can do that don't require a textbook. And then you're going to open up this Padlet, okay? And the question is, what virtual experiences will you incorporate in your future classroom? And you're going to press plus, and you're going to write your idea. So this is in lieu of a discussion board this week. You either want to sign in and create a free account, or make sure you include your name here in what you write. So either create a free account or include your name in your post. The next assignment for this week is the annual pacing schedule. So you're going to choose a grade level and do a big picture mapping out of an entire year. And I have 2 examples in the assignment. So let's take a look. This is the annual pacing schedule. So every summer, all teams meet and grade level teams meet, and they plan the entire year. And so you're doing big picture, not individual lessons. And you're focused on social studies. So there's 2 examples that you can look at here. This is one example that's done in a Google Doc in a table, and that's excellent. And then this is another example that's done in a Google slide deck. And both of these are great. I've also seen one done in a Google Sheet, and that was also awesome. So, but this takes quite a bit of time. So there's no additional reading and discussion board this week. It's just the Padlet, and then get busy on the annual pacing schedule. If you are unsure, you don't need to send it to me to check in advance. What will happen is, let's say you complete this assignment and it's not exactly what I'm looking for. I would absolutely give you another opportunity to redo the assignment, because what's important here is the learning. This is not, complete it and get punished if you don't do it the way that I'm thinking. So if it's not right or it's missing, you can absolutely redo the assignment if something's missing from one of the components. And then the final assignment is the cultural learning experience. You have 3 weeks to complete this assignment, and this assignment is assigned to all 385 students. regardless of their professor. And you're going to go out into the world and have an experience in a culture that you are not familiar with. That could be a restaurant, it could be a grocery store, it could be a church service, it could be a festival. But you're going to go out into the world, find some experience that's different, and then reflect on it. Obviously, your reflection is not graded, but what's graded is your telling a story of your experience. And so these are the things that you can talk about in that experience. You will have 3 weeks to complete the cultural learning. All right, and that's it for week 3. If you have any questions, please do not hesitate to reach out to me, and I will get back to you as soon as I can. All right, take care, guys. Bye.